Hello everyone and welcome to today's morning report on Monday the 16th of March with me, Rich Perry, market analyst at Handtech Markets. The financial markets in Europe have started fairly positively actually, and that's come on the back of a bit of a slight rebound in Asia. There was an incredible sell-off again on Friday last week. Wall Street was down 0.6% on the S&P 500. This comes on the back of this increasing dollar strength that we're having that's impacting on commodity prices across the board and investor sentiment, certainly in the equity markets anyway. But it maybe got a little bit slightly extended on Friday, and there's a slight rebound today. Also, we had over the weekend comments out from Premier Li from China that the People's Bank of China may be set to engage in further easing as well. Easing measures are certainly supportive of stock markets. So there is a slight rebound that we've seen today. But just looking across the dollar index, for example, no real change in that dollar index chart. The dollar remains very strong. You could argue there's a slight deterioration in the momentum, but certainly the strength remains there on a longer term basis, and it's still very much the dollar bull story in place here. Now the VIX index slightly spiked higher again on Friday, so I think it's going to remain a feature whilst this dollar index continues to run. I think the VIX will continue to spike around, and it'll be interesting to see where it moves in front of the FOMC this week. But that would suggest that traders are still interested in covering their portfolios on the short side. So that is an interesting factor as well at play. Now, I was going to show you this oil price because the WTI price has again come back towards a test of that low. Incredible breakdown that we saw last week, that strength of the dollar really beginning to weigh on the oil price, dragging it back towards that 43.58 low. Now we've had basically a test already today, 43.57, 1 cent away from that support, and it certainly looks like that is going to be ongoing pressure following on from this dollar strength that is dragging on commodity prices. So that is a big factor at play in these markets. And what we've got to look out for today is not a great deal of economic updates, certainly not from the European side, but then we're looking out towards the US session where we have got where is it? Not that one. That one. Sorry, my fault. Where we've got the industrial production for the States. That comes out at 1:15 today. Now, the expectation is for 0.2%. This is the month-on-month industrial production numbers. 0.2% up on the month, but that would actually take the annual industrial production down to around 4%, which is the lowest since April 2014, and maybe that is of interest as well, the fact that we're coming in front of the Fed where they're meant to start thinking about tightening, but again that is a big open for debate this week. And then as part of that, you've also got the capacity utilization. Capacity cap U is basically another way that the Fed looks at how the economy is performing, because capacity utilization is how many of the industrials are operating at full capacity, and it's currently it's continuing this trend higher. So that is obviously a positive sign for the economy and should be supportive of inflation as well. So capacity utilization up at 79.5 is the expectation there. And also we've got the National Association of Home Buyers, the NAHB index, and that comes out at 2 o'clock this afternoon, so that is an indication of the housing market. And it's meant to be slightly improved on last month, but to 56, but you can still see that it's off the top and sort of plateauing, moving sideways on the housing market. And that's pretty much indicative of the indicators across the housing market, where they are fairly mixed, I'd say, on the housing market indicators there. So that would be indicative of that too. So a little bit of US data today, but nothing too significant, and I think the market is pretty much going to be looking towards this FOMC meeting this week. So we've got my chart of the day now, which is the US dollar CAD. Dollar CAD is an interesting chart because it has been breaking higher. And had a move out on Friday above above the high, the peak high at around 128 figure. Slightly broke out, but back inside again. So you wouldn't say it's confirmed the breakout, but it certainly is looking to improve. But the thing that interests me about this chart is you've got these stochastics that are sort of just not necessarily given a sell signal. I think just flattened off really, which is slightly interesting. And also you're not really getting too much by the way of confirmation through the MACD or the RSI yet. So it's an interesting rally on this dollar CAD. I'm not 100% sure that it's a bullish breakout quite yet, and I think I'm waiting for a lot more confirmation here. This is the hourly chart, and it's just rolled over a little bit. The momentum indicators again, MACD lines have rolled over on the hourly, RSI and stochastics as well. So that is a little bit just of interest as well, I think, in this chart. So we need to just be a little bit cautious about chasing this one on the upside at the moment. There could be a little bit of a correction that may well give you an opportunity to buy again, but just be a little bit cautious on this chart. Now, in terms of the support, I can take you back to that daily chart again, because you've got this reaction low that came on Thursday, 26.17, which sort of you'd argue is around about a breakout, a mini sort of breakout within that range. And I'll say that because that also came with, if I stick my crosshair on here, around the 27 mark as well. So that is interesting. It does seem to be that you do get some consolidation around these old supports. There's a slight consolidation around the 27.30 mark as well. So between sort of 26.80, which is this blue line here, up towards 27.30, there's a fairly decent band of support now on this dollar CAD chart. So maybe a dip into that would be, certainly if it started to find support and got a buy signal up that around that sort of level, then maybe that's a decent area for an entry point. But it looks as though the chart is trying to break out, but I wouldn't get too excited quite yet. There's more confirmation that I need to see on this chart before I'm getting excited. Anyway, I wish you good luck in your trading on dollar CAD today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.